The cloud. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, welcome to our summer fun webinar. Tonight we have another day in the life. Several of you were with us when we did day in the life of an oiler at the beginning of this month. So we are super excited to see you back for our special summer edition. And we have 6 of us tonight who are going to be sharing some of our summer favorite tips and tricks. So we are recording, and you will be able to have access to this recording tomorrow, along with a fabulous handout that our ever wonderful Julie Eskridge made yet again. She is so amazing. Exactly, Cindy. She is so amazing with these handouts, and they are chock full of information from tonight's webinar. So you guys are going to have all of that. And I am, again, just super excited to have you on with us. If you have any questions whatsoever, or comments, or hey, I love that, or whatever, go ahead and put those in the chat as we go along. We will turn off the recording at the end for our Q&A. So, any questions before we get started? Did I miss anything, ladies? We're good to go. Awesome. Okay, so my name is Andrea Johansson, if you haven't gotten to meet me before, and I am excited to share 3 things with you tonight. Okay, so the first one is raise your hand if you know that some of Young Living's essential oils are photosensitive. Okay, so most do, but not everyone. So what does that mean with them being photosensitive? Well, and backing up, our citrus oils, blends that contain our citrus oils, and some others that share some similar compounds with those oils are photosensitive. And so what does that mean? All that means is that some compounds in the essential oil greatly increases the UV sensitivity. So these are oils that you don't want to apply topically and then have those areas where you've applied those oils exposed to the sunlight within like 12 hours afterwards. Okay, some of them it's longer, some of them it's 24 hours or 72 hours. So the great thing, I learned this today. I was like, oh, well, I have a list. And by the way, your list is going to be in tomorrow's handout. So you're good to go with that, but it is non-comprehensive. So just know that it might be missing an oil or 2. But here's your fail-safe. These bottles, hey, read the labels, because I didn't know until today, just being completely honest, that on here, there's a caution on the label that says do not expose to the applied area within 12 hours. Now that's for lemon. So your best friend are your labels. Okay, so pay attention to your labels. They will definitely clue you into what you need to know. And it's awesome because gauging by the amount of the oil, of the photosensitive oil in the blend, Young Living can safely determine whether a blend is safe to apply in the sun or not. So they've got us covered, and they will let us know on those labels that we have. So 3 tips with that. Use the photosensitive oils at night, which is a best bet option. Cover the application area. So for instance, if I was applying to the back of my neck, like at the base of my skull for an oil, I would want to keep my hair down instead of pulling my hair up, just to keep that covered. And again, follow the label instructions. So that is tip number 1 that I'm covering this evening. Tip number 2. Anybody else like to wear baseball caps in the summer or any time of year? Okay, here's something fun, and Miss Holly has one on tonight with us too. Guess what? This can be your own personal diffuser that you can take with you anywhere. How cool is this? So I have done this, and it absolutely positively works. The bill of your cap, apply your oil. Okay, so whether it's what I did, I took some RC because, hey, yay, easy breathing, right? And I put it on the inside of the cap, and it was fabulous because I got all those wonderful oily benefits, and it really stayed on this brim, and I could smell it all day long, and it was lovely. Let's say you've got a kid who plays baseball and they wear their cap during the game, right? So good time to maybe apply some clarity for clear thinking, or maybe they need a little bit of seasonal upper respiratory support, and you put together your lemon, peppermint, and lavender in a roller bottle for easy application. You can take your roller bottle and just do, or maybe it is, you know, the season finale, whatever the game is called at the very end. I'm a football mom, not a baseball mom, whatever that game is called. And want to put on a little stress away just to take the edge off, right? Get them through the game. So any of those or any other kind of favorite is a great thing to put right underneath here. Totally works. So who's going to try it? Who's going to try that trick? Because I love that idea. Awesome. Totally works. There goes the cap. All right, last one. This is my favorite, and to me, most beautiful, simple, easy DIY with essential oils I have ever done. All right, so hopefully you guys can see me. This is a mason jar, okay? You can grab any size. Now this one is a bigger one. You can use the smaller size, but I have varying sizes of mason jars that I use. And I've already gotten us started. I have put in herbs from my garden. I put in some pretty little flowers that I plucked from my garden. I went ahead because I've done this before, and I still have my twine wrapped on here that I use just to make it cute. You could put ribbon on or whatever. Okay, so you fill it halfway up with water at this point. Then you are going to take your lemon slices and you are going to put those, I have to try and get it up here to show y'all. You're gonna put those in here to create essentially a base, okay? So if I could show you, it's flat surface in here. I gotta be careful that I don't pour my water in here over onto my computer. That would be disastrous. All right, so then what I would normally do, and I'm not gonna do it right now because it's gonna take too much time, but I would take citronella, purification, or a combination of the two. And for this large jar, I would put 20 drops in. For the smaller jar, you can do 10, okay? So somewhere in between. And then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna finish filling it up with water. Hopefully you guys can still see. All right, and come on, there we go. My lemons are floating on here, and floating candles, okay? FYI, currently, these are on clearance at Michael's. So with tax, I paid $1.35 for 9 of them. All right. Grab my cute little candle, plop it in top, and it's totally held up by the lemon wedges in there. Now you could use limes with the lemons if you want for a little differentiation in your color, but how cute is that? And then y'all, we have absolutely used these for 2 parties that we've had, including a graduation party. And we had like a dozen of them all around the edge of the deck, or you could do it lining a walkway or whatever you want to do. But not only does it create a great atmosphere, it helps to create a more annoyance-free experience outside. And with that purification, particularly right now, that helps to support your immune system. And if you wanted to, you could always add some thieves in there if you were feeling better about that. Now, remember, we talked before that we don't do our candles inside the house, right? Because it's just not good for your upper respiratory system and not healthy, but we're outside. And so that's why I'm okay doing these. Now, I did see there are LED floating candles that Michael's has. They are wax on the outside, but they had some plastic pieces in it as well. And I just wasn't sure how that was going to work with the oils. So I didn't do that. I went with the lighting options, but that is an option. So great thing that you can use. And your bonus tip with that is that you can also, when you're cutting flowers in the summer, add a couple of drops to the water in your vase, and it will help keep your flowers fresh. I literally today threw out some of the flowers in the large vase of flowers that my kids gave me on Mother's Day because they had finally just kind of petered out, but the rest of the flowers were still very fresh. So those are your 3 tips from me, and I'm going to pass it on off to Christy.
Hello, hello. So I'm going to cover a couple things, and part of it has to do with those 2 that are snoozing on the couch there. I don't want to say their names because I'm afraid they're going to move. But part of what I'm going to talk about first is, Marcia, if you want to unmute yourself. For those of you who don't know, Marcia and I went on the Young Living Global Leadership Cruise last year to Alaska. And one of our excursions was going to a wildlife refuge in the jungle of Alaska. The bugs were insane. They were huge. And the guy who runs the place is very non-toxic, a little cuckoo, never wears shoes, ever, like ever. So that can give you some insight. So they wanted us to use their insect repellent that they made themselves. Of course, Marcia and I are like, we're not doing that because we don't know what's in it. And we want to make sure that we're protected. So we had brought our stash of the Young Living insect repellent. If I wasn't convinced before this trip really convinced me that this stuff works. We had brought it along in a spray bottle, and I don't think we diluted it, did we? Do you remember? No. It's best not diluted. It comes out in a lotion type form. It's very liquidy, but it comes out kind of like that, if you saw what I just did. So we put it in a spray form so it would be easy to use. So we oiled up and we kept waiting to be bit. And we never got bit. They would come near us and then they'd leave. Or they'd land for a split second and then they'd leave. At one point, I was taking pictures of a porcupine and I had this mist coming over me. And Marcia was behind me just spraying my hair because they were swarming around me, but they still never, ever, ever touched me. When we left, we did not have one bite on us between the 2 of us. Not one. Other people that were on the bus with us, they had bites. They were itching, they were scratching, all that stuff. We're just like, no, we're good. And we knew we weren't hurting the animals by using what we were using. We would never have taken off or something like that up there. We would not have disrespected those wishes. But the 2 of us were so excited when we were done with that. We stopped in the middle of the windiness and did a live because we were just so excited about it. So summer's coming. Get yourself some of this because it will sell out. Get it now. Marcia, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I mean, the cruise itself was a great experience, but we were like, we have totally got to try out this insect repellent. Like, we will never have a better time to try it. And I did actually share the insect. I didn't take a lot with me. So like, I couldn't spray down all 30 people that were with us, but I could see them because it was Alaska, we were pretty well covered. So most of what was showing was wrists and hands and face. So I would ask people if I could spray their hands because, I mean, their hands were covered in mosquitoes and then instantly mosquito bites. So we know Young Living has great products, but anytime we get to try them out and we have those kind of experiences, we can't wait to share them.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I also use this on those guys. I put it in a spray bottle. I spray them down everywhere from behind their ears and back, on their legs and everything before we go outside. And that is what I use for their, what word can I use there? I'm just going to say repellent. I don't put any monthly treatments on them or anything. This is the only thing I use for them. Every now and then, if it's heavy season, I will actually squirt it down their spine and I'll just massage it into their fur and they'll smell like it for days, but it smells really good. It's hard to explain what it smells like, but it's amazing. So we'll stick on the topic of them. Oh, Miss Cyclone is waking up. They are quite calm right now because before we went live, there's a big glare. This is peace and calming. So we're going to talk about how to keep your pets calm during the 4th of July, thunderstorms, parties, anything. My 3 favorite oils to use, like I said, peace and calming. Stress away is also very good. And I also like to use Valor. Now, all 3 of these come in your premium starter kit. So it's a great buy for not only you, but also your pets. I put probably 2 drops each behind their head on their spines before we started this about maybe a half an hour ago. And as you can see, they are completely knocked out, which is, if anybody knows my dogs, is not normal. They're normally bouncing everywhere. So your kits can be great for you and your pets. So I have a question for everybody, moving on to the next topic. Unless anybody has any questions about that, just type them up and we will get to those. When you hear electrolytes, you probably think of 2 products. One's going to be Gatorade, and the other one is probably Pedialyte. So, Young Living, not too long ago, was it the spring launch? I can't remember, honestly. Came out with 2 new products. Can you see that? Oh, no. Sorry. I'm so sorry. It's such a bright glare. These are called Vitality Drops, and they come in 2 flavors, lavender lemonade and grapefruit bergamot, and they are full of electrolytes. They will replace any of that. All you do is squirt it right into your water, however much you want. You can make it a heavy taste, you can make it a light taste, it doesn't matter. It is unique in the fact that it contains over 70 trace minerals, all, I don't know what word I'm using here, taken from the Great Salt Lake in Utah. So it's all locally sourced still and all natural. The very cool part about this is we've conditioned everybody to not use citrus in plastic bottles. You're going to the pool, you're taking plastic bottles more than likely. You're not going to take glass. You might take stainless steel, which is fine. But these have a special emulsifier in them that make them safe for plastic. So you can put them in any drinking container you want, and it's not going to leach out the chemicals from plastic. It's not going to change the, you know how if you've ever accidentally put citrus in plastic, it'll kind of etch it away. So if it was clear, it'll end up being very foggy. That's because it's eating the plastic and taking everything out of it. These will not do that. So they're great for on the go. They're great for all ages, kids and up. So if your kids are jonesing for some Gatorade, try this, switch this out. It's a much better alternative. There's no sugar in it, no other chemicals. It's all natural ingredients. They're fabulous. For those of you like me who do like to use essential oils in your actual water, all of our citrus are great. It is so important to stay hydrated during the summer. And our Vitality line, we've got lemon, grapefruit, lime, jade lemon when it's in stock. They're all absolutely fabulous to help you stay hydrated during the summer. And that's it. That's all I've got. I forget who's next.
Me. So since we left Missouri, we've been gone from there about 8 years. We have become the family of road trips. I can't even imagine how many road trips that we've taken. In fact, we're getting ready to take one next week. So these are all the things that I would be prepping for our road trips. And even with travel being limited this summer, sometimes you have to take the trips. You know, sometimes they're not always for fun and vacation. So you still have to travel. All right. So here's just a few of my tips. My first one is that you need a good case for your oil. And I'm going to tell you why this is my favorite. And I'm going to have to play with it here a little bit so you can see it. This is the 30 case that Young Living has. And I don't know if you can see that, like, I've really used it. My phone's kind of ate away. I don't necessarily always take this when I fly. I try to scale back a little bit, but every road trip, this goes with me. If nothing else, it fits underneath my feet. However, the other thing I like about this is that it lays flat, and I never carry it by the handle like this. The oils are too precious to be losing them leaking. So I keep it flat. This is how it travels. If I'm gonna be out of the car for quite a while, I will actually put it in the cooler that we always travel with, so my oils don't get too hot. And also remember, if you have put some oils in your car over the winter, you need to now be pulling those out. You need to put them in your purse, so when you leave your vehicle, you're taking your oils with you. Again, the oils are way, way too precious to let them get that hot and to start breaking them down. You want your oils to be as pure and effective as possible. All right, so it doesn't have to be the Young Living case, but you need a flat case. My other tip is that, you know, Young Living has bar soap. And we've got lavender oatmeal, we've got thieves. My latest one to try, I'm gonna be doing this tip. I hadn't done it yet, but for next week's trip, I will be taking this bar and I will be cutting it into my own travel trial sized pieces. So I'm just gonna take this bar and I'm gonna slice it up. I'll probably slice it into 4 or 5 pieces and delve them out to whoever's going that needs soap. Because who wants to use a whole bar of soap while you're traveling and accidentally leave it someplace? And no, just cut off what you need. And if you're going to be gone longer, cut you a bigger piece off. So my family likes to remind me that when we were in Hawaii, I managed to burn in the car. We were in the car driving around sightseeing. They love that. They're like, John, you remember when you burned in the car? Yeah. So as I've aged, burn more. So I either have this product around, which is the Lavender Cooling Mist, which is a wonderful product. Let me grab my notes so I don't forget to tell you anything about it. So it is lavender, Northern Lights Black Spruce, and helichrysum, and of course, aloe. And I love that they recommend that anytime your skin needs moisturizing, you use this. So, you know, in the summer when you've been out, and even if you're not burnt, but your skin feels like really super dry, that would be a great time to use this product. And if you have dry skin all the time, you can totally add this into your skincare routine, whether that's on your face or on your body. Mine's almost empty, so I'm going to tell you my DIY. You can buy just pure aloe spray, not the colored gel. Please don't buy the colored gel. I like the liquid, and I will take the liquid, mix it with some witch hazel in a small bottle and add some lavender to it, and I will make my own skin spray. And I store mine in the refrigerator so it's extra soothing. And pretty much anything skin related gets squirted with this, but definitely if I get too much sun, this is our go-to. Early on when I first started oiling, I did one of those, which product works the best. And I still had the toxic medicated products, and we had solar cane, and I had our my homemade aloe lavender spray. And at that time, my daughter was a little more amenable to testing stuff for me. And so we did one side solar cane, one side DIY. And the next morning she's like, I'm gonna need some more of the DIY. I mean, it was just, the difference was unbelievable. So you definitely either need to be making your own and having it on hand, or you need to buy the lavender cooling mist, because it is a product that you need to have on hand. I mean, it's only eventually, you know, no matter how much you protect yourself, you eventually get too much sun. I had a friend who was working in the yard and grabbed something hot that was burning, and she was sure glad she had her lavender spray to put on her hand. So those are my tips. I don't think I've forgotten saying. Let me double check the notes. Whoop, I am good. Who's next?
We are. Hi.
Hi.
This is my daughter Bella. I'm Vicki. We're going to talk about two products that we are always, they're always with us for the summer. So wherever we go in travel, even just like day-to-day travel, it's always in my purse. So the first one's peppermint. I'm going to talk about how you use that.
Yeah, so for peppermint, so we usually go on car rides to visit my mom's family in New Jersey, like probably like once or twice a year. And so it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. So what happens is I get car sick. Even if I'm not actually looking at something, I still get car sick. So what we do is we have peppermint. We either put it on our temples right here or our wrists. Or we also have this Young Living car diffuser that we put like 2 drops of peppermint on the car diffuser, and then we put it on the vent, and then the vent just blows it.
Right, and what's awesome about that is it helps her from getting car sick, and it helps me as the driver to stay awake and alert. And so it's awesome. That's been a lifesaver. And just a quick note, sometimes she resists putting it on before we start and only waits until she gets sick to put it on. But honestly, the best tip is to, thank you. The best tip is to put it on the wrists of whoever gets sick, motion sick. Could be car sick, could be on the boat. Put it on your wrists to start before you even go. Get going. So that's peppermint. Okay, and then the next product is the Seedlings baby wipes. Now I have no baby, as you can see, but we are never without the wipes, both in the house, but certainly in the car. Hang on, the cat is deciding to get into all the plastic bags that are in there. Okay. So anyway, the Seedlings. Bella's going to tell you a story about how she used this last year, but I will say this is in my beach bag, my pool bag, in the car, and then of course in the house. So we're going to talk about why.
Okay, so we have Seedlings baby wipes here, and how I used it is I used it, so once I was like, it was the 4th of July, I think, of last year.
Yep.
Shh, Mitty. Okay, so it was the 4th of July of last year, and me and my mom's friend were like going out to see like fireworks over a lake.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we did, like,
Keep going, Bella.
okay, so what we did is I was rolling around in the grass, and then I started to get all itchy everywhere. So my mom had baby wipes, but she didn't have lavender, I don't think. But my mom had baby wipes.
These, yeah, I had these. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so she rubbed it all over me, used maybe like 2, and then like it was lavender wipes, so like it just like stopped the itching.
Yeah, so there is there is lavender in here, among others, aloe and other oils in here, bergamot. But yeah, so she was all itchy. She was complaining enough that I almost was going to go home because she was that itchy, and we just rubbed her all down, and then she was good to go. Also bring these to the beach so that when you have sand, you just literally take this and just wipe off the sand wherever on your body that it's sticking if it's uncomfortable. Plus the aloe vera will make you be comfortable so that there's no more like chafing and there's no issues. So sorry for this. And then what's also really good is, as Marsha was talking about the spray, I use this to cool down too. So because I always have this, I too keep this in the cooler when we go out and it's hot, and I can take it and just rub myself down with one of these, and it's awesome. Just feels really, really good. And then the last thing is, if you do go on vacation, and you have like a washer dryer, especially if you go to the beach and you're going to be doing laundry, and you have these for other reasons like sand and everything else we said, then you can use these as dryer sheets, and you won't need to bring your dryer balls with you. So that's us. Thanks. I think Julie's next.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm sorry, I do not know why my mouse is not working, but that's okay. I haven't been able to put all my little comments in there. But raise your hand if you have ventured out and gotten a pedicure. Yeah, me either. I just don't feel safe yet to go do that. So when I do venture out, the nail salon ladies will talk about my feet for weeks. I mean, I have been wearing flip-flops for the last month. And when I wear flip-flops, my heels get chapped and cracked and so dry. So, and I love flip-flops. I'm a flip-flop girl. I wear them everywhere. So I am going to challenge all of us on a Fab Feet in 5-day challenge. And you are going to get, in the follow-up document, you are going to get 5 steps to do. And Andrea is going to put them on the screen for me. Here it is. That is not my feet, by the way, in that picture. Just so you know, mine look worse than that. Just saying. So what we're going to do is do our own little pedicures. And you know what? It's time for us to love our feet. It's time for us to settle down, watch the several episodes of Suits or whatever we're watching. Pick up that book, read that book, and let's just calm down and take care of our feet. And that's where the foot soaking comes in. How many people go and get a pedicure and the first thing they do is stick your feet in warm water? Exactly. What that does, it loosens all the dead skin. It just allows it to fall off. Mine does not fall off, and we will talk about that in a little bit. But the what you'll do is you're going to make a big jar, a big old jar. I go ahead and recycle my jars. This was an olive jar, and who knows, this is probably an olive jar too. And then I just write foot soak on it, and I just fill these up. So I'm recycling. Got to do that 5 for 5 recycling that Young Living likes to do. And I will just make 2 big things of these, and it'll last me at least 5 days. And then, and so that I have it already ready when I do the 5 for 5. So you will just fill up a large bowl, basin that both feet will fit in, and you throw in some of the foot soap that you are going to make. And you're going to put in Epsom salt because it's a very detoxifying, and it softens your skin. And I'm looking at here. Oh, and it also helps with tired muscles. Our feet work so hard for us every single day. Sometimes when I lay in bed, my feet start throbbing like, hello, did you forget about me today? So Epsom salt is really good, but when you use Epsom salt, you really want to put some baking soda in, whether it's in your bath and your foot soak, because that helps with the drying of the salt, and it keeps the harshness down. But also baking soda is great for dry, cracked heels. Very, very good for that. So you want to throw that in your, and again, you're going to get all of this in a follow-up document tomorrow, so you don't have to write it down. We also put lemon oil in because it is a great astringent, and it helps to soften dead skin again, and it has an antifungal properties. And I also like to put peppermint in mine, because I love the smell of peppermint and lemon together, but it also gives your feet a little tingling, and it's awesome. It just feels so, so good. And if you have a little issue on your feet, you can also add a couple drops of tea tree because it is an antifungal, antibacterial. It has those properties in it that has been tested and researched. So go ahead and make the big jar of all of this and whatever you want. And you can put in whatever oils you want, but I would suggest to keep in lemon all the time. And I know I keep looking over there. And then number 2, we're going to remove the loose skin. So for 30 minutes, you're going to put your feet in the water, and you're going to take them out, and you're going to dab them with a towel, and you're going to take a toothbrush. I have a little thing here that I keep all my stuff in, and here's a toothbrush. And all I do is go over my heels, over my toes, you know, wherever they do, because a washcloth just doesn't do it for me. Washcloth is, yeah, I mean, it doesn't work. Because there's flip-flops. So then, how many people have used the Lava Mint foot scrub from Young Living before? Anyone? Okay. Do you absolutely love that stuff? I mean, and I couldn't find it in my little thingy, so I must have used it last year. And it does last a long time because all you do is use a little bit, so it's up there somewhere. Obviously, I haven't done my feet in a while. But what you want to do is you just take a little bit on here, on your palm, and you just rub it in like this. And then you just rub it on your feet. I wish I had it to show you. It is so cool. But what the Lava Mint has in it is 4 exfoliators in it. And it has the, I'm gonna just murder this poor little thing. It's called diatomaceous earth. Okay, I know I said that wrong, but all it is fossilized remains of algae. Yeah. And it has black volcanic sand from Iceland. It has volcanic rock pumice from Italy. And it has that earth stuff from Denmark. And it has coconut shell powder from France. So it has 4 different exfoliators, and whatever works for your particular skin, it knows what to do. It is that good. And then so you go like this and you put it all over your feet, and the best thing is you tap a little bit of water on your feet and it turns into a milky, silky, all over your feet. It feels amazing. It feels amazing. And if I remember right now, I'm going to put a little video in your document tomorrow so that you can just see exactly how to do it. It is so amazing. So then you go ahead and do that. Oh, by the way, on the follow-up document, there is also a DIY on how to make the Lava Mint scrub. However, I don't think Iceland, Italy, Denmark, and France are opening their borders yet for us to go. But the particular DIY that I have for you, it's going to have to do until we're able to travel again, or just go ahead and get the Lava Mint from Young Living. It really lasts a long time if you can find it between summers. So next, cuticle care. Some people don't like to push their cuticles in. If you don't, that's great. Just make up a little bottle of Cuticle Care. And it has tea tree, lavender, frankincense, and lime. Lime is extremely good for cuticles. And you just put a little drip, drip, drop, rub it into your toes or in your fingers, whatever you're doing. And then we're going to move on to the step 4, hydrate and moisturize. You can use the coconut lime replenishing butter, body butter, which Christy talked about last time. It is so incredible. And guess what? It's summer. So it's going to smell like summer, coconut and lime. You might want to have that margarita, and that'll just all have a great time with your soak. And then you're going to want to put some socks on, and that just keeps that moisturizer. So when you are, after you have exfoliated and stuff, it's okay, hon. Thank you. After you have exfoliated with the lava mint, it's opening up the pores of your feet. And it is allowing all of this hydration of essential oils and moisturizer to just love on your feet. And you're going to feel so good because our blood circulates from our right foot, comes up and around and down to our left, and it comes back and around. So anything you put on your feet is going directly all over your body. So you want to make sure you have as clean, as generic, organic as possible. So then we're going to repeat that for 5 days. And you are going to be so surprised at how good your feet feel, how good you feel, and you're going to show off those beautiful flip-flops and sandals that we're going to be able to go buy someday. I'm hoping so because we can. Oh, and I wanted to tell you on the follow-up document, there's also a recipe to make lotion bars. Have anybody made lotion bars before? They are amazing, and you can use that every morning when you wake up, and you can put it on your feet, on your heels, and you have to kind of do it a couple of seconds because the heat of your body will allow the bar to melt a little bit, and that's how you get up. And it's just fast. It's super, super fast, and it's so wonderful. So you're going to get that recipe in there. And guess what? While you're making all this stuff, go ahead and make a few extra because it's going to make a great little basket for a birthday present for somebody. And they are going to be so excited. And you can say, hey, let's do the 5 Fab Feet for 5 challenge together. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's feet. I'm not showing you mine right now. But
Are you telling us we have to do before and afters?
Oh, yes. Let's do that. I love it. Good idea.
Well, I'm wearing my flip-flops, so there you go. And they're not pretty. They're just from Wings, so no big deal. So I ran all over town today, and I just, before I prepared for this, and so here I am. I'm going to look the part of showing you my beach bag. That's my part tonight. So I have my OBX hat on. Don't know if we're going to be, that's one of my favorite places on earth. Don't know if we're going to be able to go this year, but hey, we're acting right. So I'm going to try my tripod to show you guys. I'm going to turn it and see if you can see my beach bag. So here it is somewhere. There it is. I don't know if you can you guys see in that? Okay. So what I did is I included some of the things that we talked about tonight, but I'm going to tell you my 3 favorite things that are in here that kind of stay in here most of the time. So beach / pool / we're going on a hike in Shenandoah Valley, that kind of thing. So we've already talked about insect repellent. You guys, this does sell out. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Mine is sealed because I ordered it early. In my bag, of course, I have sunscreen lotion. Now, I'm going to ask you a question about where it says mineral sunscreen lotion. What's the difference between mineral sunscreen and chemical sunscreen? Does anybody know? You can put in the chat log if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to tell you. So mineral sunscreen, you guys remember, if you're old like me and you grew up in the 70s, you remember the lifeguards that used to wear the white stuff on their face? Okay, so that's the mineral sunscreen. It's zinc oxide, okay? So this is a zinc oxide base, and you can get zinc oxide just about anywhere, right? But the difference is, and this is kind of cool, Young Living has made some videos about this, like little cartoon simulations, I guess you would say. And what it is there's jojoba oil that is kind of encasing the zinc oxide. And the difference is going to be that you're not going to be white-nosed lifeguard if you wear this, okay? It actually, because of that jojoba oil encasing the little particles, it's actually going to blend into your skin, so you won't be like, you know, ghost girl at the pool or whatever. You can see that this is last year's bottle, and this is the end of last year's summer sunscreen, so it lasts a long time. It has an SPF 50, which means that for this, it's water sweat resistance for up to 80 minutes. It's going to depend on your skin. But back to the chemical and mineral thing. Do you guys understand that a lot of the stuff that's in sunscreen, if you Google this, there are some nasty chemicals, nasty, and they're going into your bloodstream once, you know, the skin is your largest organ, right? You remember that from science class? Okay, so mineral sunscreen works differently because it's a barrier sunscreen. It's not a chemical sunscreen to interact with those sun's rays. It actually is a physical barrier to block UVA. UVA. I don't like UVA, by the way. Not the sunscreen. I'm talking about the school. It just came out. Anyway. Okay, so it's got something that makes it unique in this the non-chemical formula. It's a non-nanoparticle zinc sunscreen. What does non-nano? That sounds very Star Trek-y, I guess. But nanoparticles, as you would probably think, they're itty bitty bitty. And so if you're after a zinc oxide sunscreen, you may not have a non-nano zinc oxide sunscreen because nanoparticles can actually go into your bloodstream. I mean, that's not what you're trying to avoid if you're trying to avoid a chemical sunscreen. So you're going to have the same problem. So that's what they were trying to create when they manufactured this. So that's my sunscreen. The other thing is, you might be surprised by this, but I like having this little lavender lip balm. Okay, I give a lot of these away. One of my friends came up with this excellent idea, and she has a little boy, and he needed a boo-boo stick, and he needed it right now because he was a little itty bitty guy. And she whipped that thing out and she put that on his boo-boo, like if he stubbed his toe or if he had a bug bite, whatever. I don't remember what it was, but I thought, how genius to keep this in a pool bag, because we all have kids and maybe even ourselves, and we scrape our feet on the bottom of the pool, right? So it's a great thing to keep in your purse or in your pool bag or your beach bag over the summer. If you get a mosquito bite, put that lavender stick on it, and it's going to help you with that. On that note, Vicki talked about the seedlings wipes, which are great for any pool bag, any mom purse, anything. I don't have babies, I have teenagers, but I love these because they're great for cleaning up my makeup brushes, cleaning up just icky, like if you're at the pool and you're just like sweating and you just feel funky, right? Okay, so this is a great clean thing. It's very soothing smelling. It's not an overpowering smell, but it's got lavender in it, so it's going to be great for your skin. Along the same lines, I have the Seedlings baby lotion. Again, I don't have any babies, but I have 2 teenagers, and I keep this in my purse actually, and I like it because of the lavender. I have a boy who's not here, and he can't hear me talking about this, but he has poison ivy right now. It's pretty bad. He's just getting over it, and so we've been using a little bit of lavender here at the end of it. It was so bad at the beginning. I was afraid to even put lavender on it, but we did use this on it last night to kind of soothe that skin that was really dry and itchy. And so he's like, that just feels really, really nice and calming. And otherwise he wasn't even letting me touch it with anything else. Along those lines, these are my top 3. The Lavaderm, I'm sorry, I want to talk about Lavaderm. The lavender lip balm for boo-boo stick, the Seedlings lotion, and of course the sunscreen. But I also want to mention, this is like, I'm going to call it the sister mister to what Marsha was talking about. It's also called Lavaderm, so don't get confused. This one actually has peppermint in it, and we did use this for my son's poison ivy just at first, and peppermint is going to be very cooling to the skin. So if you've been outside in the sun and you just kind of overdid it, or if you're my age, I'm almost 50, and hot flashes and stuff, so it's great for that too. Spray it on the back of your neck, and it's in kind of a little creamy lotion that can be sprayed, and it's excellent for sticking also in the refrigerator, like Marsha mentioned. You might also want to have your hand sanitizer this summer in your pool bag, just saying, for all kinds of things. Because you just never know. I keep it in a beach bag just because if we're down at Nag's Head and my kids are touching everything in the world and the surf shops, I mean, you can use your imagination. I also want to know, this is my beach bag. I'm kind of done with this, but I want to know what you guys, we've talked about a lot of things tonight. We try not to overwhelm you guys. I know one thing already from what my friends talked about that I'm going to put on my Essential Rewards order for June, and that's the Vitality Drops that Christy talked about. I have not tried those. So this is my water bottle. It's going to go in there, and I'm going to check them out because I always forget to drink my water or enough of it. Oops, I'm going to try to find you guys again. There. I don't drink enough water in the summer, and I'm thinking this would be a great incentive to, hey, I want to try a new product out, but just a little bit different than just regular well water from out here in the country. So I'm wondering, you guys, I like to ask questions. What have you written down anything tonight that we can kind of remind ourselves? What was a product that you were like, oh, I haven't tried that. I think I want to try that, that you might want to check out. Charlotte says she wants to get the drops too. The Lava Mat foot scrub. Yes, me too, with my flip-flop feet. I think I really need that routine you're going to send out, Julie. Big time. Yeah, I forgot we had a foot scrub too. Duh. The baby lotion, yeah. And the face scrub. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's great. So Essential Rewards, you guys all know all about that. That's our points program. And that's really our secret for saving the most money with all these products that we have collected over the years and we have fallen in love with and we talk about. Okay, one more thing. What did you say, Andrea? My son swiped my, what did you say?
My son swiped my Lava Mint facial scrub. So I have the Lava Mint face scrub. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I don't have the foot scrub, but I have the face one, the satin mint. There you go, satin mint facial scrub. I love it. Yeah, it suddenly disappeared. And I came to discover that my 17-year-old son swiped it and finished it off. I was not pleased. So that's getting replaced. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, my son was using that too. I'd forgotten there was two different ones. So one more thing to tell you guys. We've got a few more days. We're talking about Essential Rewards for June, but we got a few more days to wrap up for May. And if you're not already a member of Young Living and getting the discounts and so forth that we get, you can actually get, this is my new discovery. Okay, y'all gonna think this is weird, but I have weird aromatherapy reactions for certain things. I mean, it's all good, like good reactions. And so this is the lemon, I don't know if you guys see it. It's the Lemon Luscious soap. It's backwards, sorry about that. But I opened this and all of a sudden it smelled like pool bag to me. I mean, the good pool bag, not like dirty diapers pool bag. Okay. It smelled like, I don't know, like that first, like last week, like we have a pool here in Fauquier that actually did open. I'm so excited for them. It smells like first time walking into the pool house after a year. To me, that was the reaction. I was like, oh my gosh, smell my hands, to my husband. He was like, you're weird. But anyway, it's Lemon Luscious. It doesn't smell like lemon to me. I don't know. But this is free when you reactivate your Young Living account. If you had one and then maybe you haven't ordered for a while, if you reactivate with one of the kits, like maybe a thieves kit or something like that, or the little welcome home kit with the cute little rack and so forth, they're going to send you this free as a thank you. This is going to be sitting on all my counters over the summer because I just love it. And it reminds me of pool days back when I was a kid. So you can pick that up. We do have some June webinars to tell you guys about for you to tune in different days of the week. We tried to stagger them. So if you couldn't make one night, you might be able to make another one. Okay. Can you guys all see that? I'm looking through my bifocals. So here we go.
Do you want me to help out?
Yeah, please do, because I'm having a hard time seeing that.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so we're super excited about what we have on tap for June, and we've been listening to y'all's feedback and the things that you're excited about as well, and so we have kept that in mind as we've done our June planning. So don't be totally set that these are definitely the names for these, but you'll get an idea of what we are going to be doing. We've got first up next week on Thursday, Healthy Gut, Healthy Mind. The following week on a Wednesday, Hormones for Her. The week after that, just in time before Father's Day, to learn more about hormones and more for him, because, hey, there's a whole lot beyond oils that are great for our guys. And we are going to have some special guests on, maybe some husbands you might see. So you can feel free to have, to invite your spouses, your male friends. They'll get a lot of great things out of that webinar. And then we need to all catch up on everything that's going to be launched at convention this year, and we want to get the skinny on it all. So we are going to talk about convention products the week after convention on that Wednesday, and we are going to wrap up the month with something really cool in the works and planning with summer food and drinks. So y'all don't want to miss these. And I will say, yes, we record these every single time, but it's so great when you join us live, because then you can participate, you can comment, you can ask your questions live, which is fantastic, because then we can help you on the spot. So definitely encourage you to join live, and I encourage you to invite anyone who you think would love to learn more about any of these topics. So this is absolutely something that you are welcome to share and invite others to. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and turn it back over to Holly.
Okay. This is odd because I'm not usually on my phone. With this, I can see the world, like everybody's little face. But I have some children that stole my webcam tonight to do youth group. Anyway, you guys, we usually open it up. It's right at 9 o'clock. Ooh, we made it to an hour. It's great. This is kind of what our goal is, 45 minutes to an hour. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and we're going to open this up to Q&A if you have any questions. But we are really just 6 oilers that really want to practice our teaching skills online, and we appreciate that you allow us to teach you guys and share some of our tips and some of the things that we really love doing. So that being said, we're going to open this up for Q&A if you guys have any questions.